Welcome to Mountain Lion Field here on the campus of the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs for this Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference showdown between the home team Lions and the visiting Fort Lewis College Skyhawks. Hello everyone, I'm Jason Carter and thank you so much for joining us on a windy Saturday here in Colorado Springs as both of these teams look to continue some small winning streaks that they set up after last weekend. Fort Lewis comes in having won the last 2 games of their previous series, while UCCS has actually won 7 of 8. They swept CSU Pueblo 2 weeks ago and then won 3 of 4 against Adams State last weekend. All 8 of those games for the Mountain Lions were on the road, so I'm sure they're happy to be back home for this one. We've got a good matchup for you. Both of these teams looking to climb up the RMAC standings. UCCS currently sits in 8th place, while Fort Lewis College is a couple spots behind them in 10th. So the Mountain Lions, of course, will take the field first as the home team, and on the mound for them will be Christina Patton, right-handed senior number 15. She is 2-4 on the season, and the first pitch of the game is a strike. Leading off for Fort Lewis is Allison Young, the center fielder. Second pitch is low there from Patton, so it is 1-1. Patton gets the side, looks in. She's going to say she went on that one, so 1-2 in favor of the Mountain Lion pitcher. Patton on the year is 2-4 with an 8.66 ERA. She's appeared in 19 games, made 6 starts, and she starts off this one. This is ball 2, so 2-2 here on Allison Young. Patton delivers. And strike 3, swung on and missed by Young. So good start to the game there for UCCS and their starter, Christina Patton. So with 1 down, that's going to bring up Danae Fisher for Fort Lewis. Second baseman, hit from the right-hand side. She's hitting .273 on the year, and she takes the first one, strike 1. Patton throwing strikes early. You like to see that. She comes back in with another one. That one just, they're going to give it to her, so 0-2. Let's see what Patton has to deliver this time around. It's going to be strike 3. So back-to-back strikeouts to start this game for Christina Patton. And there's 2 down here for Fort Lewis in the top of the first inning. That'll bring up Angelique Elliman, a junior first baseman, number 27 for the Skyhawks. She's hitting .325 on the year, second best average on the team. And she looks at strike 1. Swung on and missed there, and Elliman is down 0-2. Elliman also with a team-high 9 home runs, so if there's someone in this lineup who's a threat to put a run on the board early, it is her, and she swings and misses strike 3, and a perfect ending there for Christina Patton as she strikes out the side. That'll do it here for the top of the first. We'll be back in just a minute with the bottom of the first and the Mountain Lions' first at-bat in just a minute. Back out here in Mountain Lion Field where UCCS will have their first at bat here, and they will go up against to start this game Kelly Decker, sophomore for Fort Lewis College, who enters this game with a 1-9 overall record and an ERA north of 11. Her first pitch is going to be low. Leading off for the Mount Lions is Melissa Martinek, freshman shortstop. Second highest average on the team at 336. Let's see if Martinek can start this game off right as she takes strike one. Decker gets the sign. Martinek lets that one go by, and it'll be ball 2. Two and one here to freshman shortstop Melissa Martinek. Played in all 40 games for UCCS this season, and she takes ball 3. Martinek with a hitter's count here. She looks right at that one, and we're at a full count. First full count of the ball game. I know we're only 4 batters in, but Martinek doing a good job working here, checking out the pitches that Decker has to offer. So far, she hasn't found anything that she likes. Full count. Martinek fouls that one behind the plate, and we'll do it again. The defense set up for Fort Lewis. Decker, of course, on the mound. Behind the plate is Bloodsmith. Over at first base is Elliman. Second base is Fisher. Caldwell over at third as Martinek looks at ball 4, and UCCS has a base runner in the form of Melissa Martinek. So that will bring to the plate the left-handed hitting Whitney Weber, senior center fielder today for the Mountain Lions. She is the team's leading hitter at 375. She looks at ball 1. Martinek over at first base is a threat to go. She's got 9 steals in 12 total attempts on the season. So we'll see if the Mountain Lions put anything on here early, as they've got their leading hitter at the plate and one of their top base stealers on the base paths. That one's going to be low for ball 2. Weber's appeared in 39 games for the Mountain Lions, so all but one of their games so far this season, as she looks at strike 1. So 2-1 now on Whitney Weber. Stepping back on the hill is Decker. The delivery. That one's high and tight, and that'll be ball number 3. So UCCS working the counts early here against Decker. And so far, the sophomore starter for Fort Lewis has had a hard time finding the strike zone. It's been a problem of hers all season, actually. She has 66 walks against just 21 strikeouts. As that one hits the dirt in ball 4, and that'll push Martinek over to second, and Weber will trot down to first with the second straight walk here in the first for the Mountain Lions. And that'll bring out the catcher to give Decker a little chat. Try and calm her down here early, as Decker is having a hard time finding the strike zone. So now up for the Mountain Lions, third hitter in the lineup, Lexi Belligan, senior, hitting .325, and she makes Decker throw a strike, and Decker obliges. So 0-1 now on the senior first baseman. Good pitch there from Decker. Didn't have a problem with that little off-speed pitch, and so Belligan is in the hole 0-2. Belligan pushed that one into play to second base. Fort Lewis looking to turn two. They get one out at second, and then the throw goes wide to first. And coming in to score will be Martinek, and UCCS has a 1-0 lead here in the first inning on the fielder's choice hit by Lexi Belligan. So Belligan stands at first base after the fielder's choice. Weber was forced out at second. And now hitting for UCCS is the junior designated hitter, Taylor Reedhead. Hitting .302 on the season, team leader in home runs with 9, as well as RBIs with 32. She's got an opportunity to add to those numbers here. She takes a strike. Decker comes in, the 1-1. Off speed, that one is crushed down the line, but pulled foul. Reedhead just a little quick on that swing there, got out in front of it just a little bit and pulled it foul down the left field line. So 1 ball, 2 strikes here for Taylors. She awaits the next offering, and that one will be outside. Belligan with no stolen base attempts on the year, so probably not a threat to go from first base. Reedhead takes that one up high, so it's a full count now. That one is hit to third base. Good scoop there by Fort Lewis. They go to second for 1. They're not going to get the out over at first. Good dig at third base by Caldwell to get the out at second. Reedhead will stand at first on the second straight fielder's choice. Fort Lewis will have a conference on the mound as all the infielders come in to talk. Coming in for UCCS into the batter's box will be sophomore left fielder Alex Cook. Hitting .324 on the season, Cook is. Taylor Reedhead standing over at first base for UCCS. Cook takes that one for ball 1. Decker has calmed down in the last couple of hitters, certainly after walking the first 2 batters. This offering is set into right field, and it's going to go away from the outfielder, and that's going to bring in another run for UCCS. Cook is going to be motored around third. Oh, they held her up at the last second. So Cook will end up at third with a stand-up RBI triple, and UCCS is up 2-0 here in the first. The wind certainly helped out that one for Alex Cook as it just kind of continued to drift away from the right fielder for Fort Lewis. Now up for the Mountain Lions, Rayleigh Glover. Glover takes strike 1. Glover Jr. playing second base today, hitting .262 on the season as she watches that one bounce in. Another conference on the mound between the pitcher and catcher for Fort Lewis as they find themselves down 2-0 here in the bottom of the first inning. UCCS has taken advantage of a couple of walks by the Fort Lewis starter, and then an RBI triple, the big hit by Alex Cook, which just happened. And Cook currently still stands at third base. Glover waiting for the pitch. The 1-1 offering. She takes it for strike two. Another one bounces into Glover. And we've got Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the bottom of the first. UCCS has already put 2 runs across the plate. That went outside. Full count now. On the right hand hitting Rayleigh Glover. Decker, the full count pitch. Glover hit it to second base. Good scoop there from Fort Lewis, and that'll do it for the bottom of the first inning. But UCCS puts 2 runs on the board thanks to a couple of walks and a big RBI triple. And the Mountain Lions lead 2-0 after 1. We'll be back with the second inning in just a few minutes. Here at the top of the second inning, Fort Lewis will take their second crack at the starting pitcher for the Mountain Lions as Patton gets strike one here on the designated hitter. This is Tristan Gilbert, senior for the Skyhawks. Patton misses just low with that one, and the count is even at 1-1. Patton had a pretty good start to this game. She struck out the first 3 batters she faced in the first inning. As that one is hit weakly towards first, but it'll roll foul, and it's 1-2. That one's high and up, so 2-2 now on Gilbert. Patton came into today with 21 strikeouts on the season, so she can obviously add 3 more to her total already, as that one is fouled off, and it'll remain 1-2. She does have a complete game to her credit earlier this year, so certainly capable of going deep into ball games. Patton winds up, lets it go. That one's going to be low. And we've got a full count to start the top of the second inning here as Gilbert's done a good job of working the count. Gilbert goes to third. Great stop there. Throw across the diamond. Nicely done. That's a good stop at third base by Kylie Bernard for UCCS as she gets out number 1 across the diamond.
Hey, good at bat. Well, that away. Good at bat. Let's go, low. Go, kid.
Now stepping into the left-handed batter's box for the Skyhawks will be
Go, low. Kristen.
Caldwell as she takes that pitch low. This is Lauren Caldwell. She watches that one skip into the dirt, so it's 2-0. Good pitch there from Patton as it paints the outside corner. Patton comes back with another offering. That one will be strike 2. She crossed it right at the knees. So 2-2 on Tristan Gilbert, senior designated hitter. Excuse me, Lauren Caldwell. I apologize. And Caldwell swings on and mix. So that is the 4th strikeout of the game for Christina Patton. Now up Kelsey Peterson for the Skyhawks. Peterson showing bunt early, but she pulls back and watches that one go for strike 1. Tried to bunt that one, hit it foul, so it's now 0-2 on Peterson. Peterson playing in right field today for the visiting Fort Lewis Skyhawks. Just a sophomore, hitting .260 on the season as she steps back in, shows bunt once again, and Patton comes in with the 0-2 pitch, and it's fouled off. Patton has her sign, steps onto the rubber, 0-2. Just outside. Strike 3 looking. Great pitch from Christina Patton as she has her 5th strikeout of the game. Through 2 innings, UCCS has a 2-0 lead. They'll be back at the plate in just a few minutes. UCCS back at the plate here. Stepping in for the Mountain Lions is number 21, junior catcher Lexi Anderson, as she takes ball one low to start the second inning here. Anderson looks at that one right down the middle of the plate, evens the count up at 1-1. Anderson hitting .281 on the season, no home runs and a dozen RBIs for the junior. She bounces that one to shortstop. Fort Lewis comes up with it, an easy throw across to first base by Roberts. Records out number one. Now stepping in, senior third baseman Kylie Bernard for UCCS. Bernard with the double fours on her back takes the first offering outside for ball one. Bernard hitting .257 on the year. She's played in all 40 games for the Mountain Lions. Just one of a couple of girls who have actually done that. As she swings that one, bounces it again to shortstop. Roberts, no problem with this one either, and it's 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the second. Selena Quinones, freshman right fielder, now stepping into the left-handed batter's box for the home team as she'll look to start a rally here with 2 outs. Bounce that one just foul. So Quinones picks a bat back up, steps back in the box as the infielders for Fort Lewis creep in, all except the shortstop. Oh, good little split there to the opposite field, but it's going to go foul, and it's 0-2. Let's see if Selena can fend off strike number 3 as her first 2 shots have gone foul. Let's see if she can straighten it out a little bit. The infield continues this play in tight for Fort Lewis. The offering, and swung on and missed, and that'll do it in the bottom of the second. UCCS down 1-2-3, but they've got a 2-0 lead after 2. We'll be back with the third inning in just a few. Starting off with Madeline Blood-Smith, the catcher. Just a freshman, Madeline. She steps in with a .242 average, takes the first offering, swung on and missed. She wasn't quite sure if she wanted to, but she did, so it's 0-1. The next offering fouled off, and Blood-Smith quickly in an 0-2 hole as Patton continues to deliver nothing but strikes. The The 0-2 offering from Christina. That one's up high, ball one. The 1-2, that one is fouled off, and it'll go just behind the Fort Lewis bench, so it stays 1-2. Christina Patton for the Mountain Lions has done a great job here through the first 2 innings. She's got 5 strikeouts. Sends that one in, and it's going to be just low. Evens the count out at 2-2. And ball 3. Patton's not missing by a whole lot. Fouled away. Good swing there from Bloodsmith to keep the count alive. That one fouled off once again, and Bloodsmith continues to stay up there. She's making Patton work for this one. The 3-2. Swung on and missed, and the 6th strikeout of the game comes in the form of Madeline Bloodsmith as Christina Patton continues to mow down Skyhawks. Now hitting for Fort Lewis, the left fielder, sophomore Caitlin Barlow, hitting .211 on the season. Patton's first offering is swung on and missed. Barlow's appeared in just 16 games for Fort Lewis on the season. She takes the second offering, another swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. Patton's third offering, up high. Trying to see if she could get Barlow to chase one, and Barlow didn't bite. So it's 1-2 now. Make it 2-2. That one hit towards third, but it'll end up foul, and Barlow will come back and give it another shot. Patton gets the sign, the 2-2 offering. Strike 3 called. Christina Patton with her second strikeout of the inning, her 7th of the game here in just the bottom of the third. Now the 9-hitter for Fort Lewis. We have a celebrity in our midst. Julia Roberts steps up to the plate. Something tells me it's not the same Julia Roberts that everyone's thinking about as she bounces that one off of her front leg, so it's a dead ball. Good call by the third base umpire down here. Threw up his hands immediately. So it's 0-1 on our visiting celebrity. Julia hitting .208 on the season. Just a freshman for the Skyhawks. Roberts gets contact on that one, but then sends it over the UCCS bench, and she's down 0-2. The 0-2 pitch swung on and missed, and another perfect inning for Christina Patton as she strikes out the side here in the third, just like she did in the first. We'll head to the bottom of the third with UCCS up 2-0 over Fort Lewis. Third inning here, UCCS with a 2-0 lead, and they're going to go back to the top of their lineup here to start things off as Melissa Martinek is going to step up to the plate. She is officially no at-bats today as she walked in her first plate appearance, but did score the first run of the game off of an errant throw from Fort Lewis in the first inning. Martinek worked a full count in her first at bat against Kelly Decker. Let's see if she's as patient this time around. Martinek looks at ball one. Second offering is low and inside, so it's 2-0 on the leadoff hitter for the Mountain Lions. Melissa Martinek, third one down and in as well. She's got a hitter's count, sitting at 3-0. Let's see if she takes or gets the green light from her head coach. Decker, the offering right down the middle of the plate. Martinek taking the entire way. Let's see if Martinek gets something to work with as she brings that one in, and it's going to be strike two. And so for the second time in as many at-bats, Melissa Martinek has worked a full count against Kelly Decker. The full count offering, that one slapped in between short and third, and Melissa Martinek has a base hit, single. As she gets things started for the Mountain Lions once again here in the bottom of the third inning, and that'll bring up Whitney Weber, the team's leading hitter, who, just like Martinek in the first, drew a walk. She was eventually forced out at second base on a fielder's choice. But the left-handed hitting Weber, see if she can move Martinek along. Again, Martinek 9-12 on steal attempts this season. That one slapped past third, but it'll go foul. So So that'll force Caldwell to take a step in at third base for Fort Lewis, as Weber looks at that one just a tad high. So 1-1 now on the number 2 hitter in the Mountain Lions lineup. Whitney Weber tries to bunt, swung right through that one, snap throw to first, not going to be in time as Martinek gets back. And Weber's in the hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Weber just got enough of that one and blooped it past the shortstop, who had started to move towards second base, and Martinek will move down to second as Weber, doesn't matter how hard it's hit as long as it finds the grass, so that's a base hit for Whitney. And the Mountain Lions are back in business here as they have runners on first and second with no outs, and that's going to bring up Lexi Belligan. Lexi hit into a fielder's choice in the first inning, but did get an RBI as Martinek came around to eventually score on the entire play. So Belligan showing bunt. The throw down to third, safe, and the double steal is pulled off to perfection by UCCS. They tried to get Martinek down at third base as Belligan showed bunt. You wouldn't expect that from the 3-hole hitter, who second on the team in home runs, but it worked out. And now Belligan's got 2 runners in scoring position, and she's going to bring in at least one as rounding third is Weber. The throw to the plate is not in time, and UCCS scores 2 more as Belligan comes up big with the 2-run RBI single. So just like that, UCCS has doubled their advantage to 4-0 here in the third inning as Lexi Belligan just came up big with a 2-run RBI single. And now Taylor Reedhead will try and continue this inning. She took ball 1. Second delivery. Takes that one just a tad low, ball 2. And Fort Lewis is going to call a quick timeout and meeting at the mound. Trying to regroup here as they have yet to record an out here in the third inning, and UCCS is right in the heart of their lineup, so the Mountain Lions hoping to continue to capitalize on these opportunities that they've been given. Taylor Reedhead, a junior, hitting .302, played in all but 2 games for the Mountain Lions this year as she looks at ball 3. Reedhead 3-0. Let's see if she gets the green light. Team leader in home runs will take ball 4. So that'll force Belligan down to second base. Reedhead will take over her position at first, and UCCS continues to be in business as Alex Cook now steps in. Cook had an RBI triple in the first inning. Wind helped her out as she pushed it to the opposite field and just kept drifting away from the right fielder as Cook takes that one, ball 1. That's 5 straight balls now from Kelly Decker in the circle for the Skyhawks. Oh, that one's lined it short off the glove of the shortstop, and UCCS will have the bases loaded. Great effort by Julia Roberts there at shortstop, but it just went off of her glove just enough, and that'll be a single for Cook. And now Rayleigh Glover will have the bases loaded, and the Mountain Lions looking to add on to their already 4-0 lead. As the infield is in, looking to get the force at home. Ball 1 to Glover. Still no outs here in the third inning for the Mountain Lions. Glover bounces one to short, and they're going to get the out at home. They are 1 out, no throw over to first. So UCCS still with the bases loaded, but the Skyhawks get the fielder's choice on Belligan at the plate. And so Lexi Anderson will now step in with the bases loaded, and now just 1 out for the home team. Reed heads at third, Cooks at second, Glover is over at first. As strike 1 is thrown in by Decker. Anderson, little behind on that one, definitely fooled her. She wasn't quite sure if she was going to swing, and then kind of gave a half attempt just a little bit too late. So 0-2 on Lexi Anderson. She takes that one up high. Anderson bounced out to short in her first at bat last inning. Here she takes ball 2. Anderson with a dozen RBIs on the season. She'd certainly like to add to that number here. Ooh, that one was close. Fort Lewis thought that they had it. They didn't get the call from the umpire, so full count now on Anderson. Still just 1 out, so the runners won't be moving on this one, but the payoff pitch. Anderson bounces it to short again. They're going to come home again and get the out there. So for the second straight batter, Fort Lewis gets an out at the plate. This time it was Reedhead who was forced out at home. Good news for Mountain Lion fans is the bases are still loaded, but now there are 2 outs. As Kylie Bernard steps in. She also bounced out to short. Her first time up. Takes that one in the dirt, ball 1. Bernard's got 17 runs batted in on the season, couple of home runs as well. What a spot to possibly hit her third as she takes strike 1. The 1-1 offering, Bernard bounces it towards third, but it'll stay foul as it goes off the hands of the base coach at third for the Mountain Lions. So 1-2. Let's see if Decker can get out of this inning with only giving up the 2 runs. That one's going to be hit foul over by first base. Just missed our camera person over there. So still 1-2 on Kylie Bernard. The Mountain Lions have had ample opportunity to add to their 4-run lead, but have been unable to do so the last few batters as that one's hit foul. Kylie steps in, awaits the offering. Decker's got the sign, comes in, fouled away once again. Look out in the on deck circle. Celine Quinones almost had her head taken off on that foul ball. take a quick little turnaround, catch your breath, as Bernard keeps her bat at live. Steal down 1-2. That one's high. Two offering 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. Decker, long looking. Here we go. Oh, swung on and missed, and Fort Lewis gets out of the inning. They only give up the 2 runs, but UCCS now has a 4-0 lead after 3. We'll be back with the top of the 4th inning in just a few minutes. As Patton, through the first 3 innings, has 8 strikeouts out of the 9 total outs. She struck out the side in both the first and 3rd inning. So Fort Lewis, the first time through the lineup, could not figure out Christina Patton, as the umpire behind home plate is going to come over and talk to the third base coach for Fort Lewis. Not sure exactly what she said, but the conversation lasted a millisecond, so it couldn't have been that important. Now she's talking to the catcher for the Mountain Lions, Lexi Anderson. Oh, they were waiting for the third umpire to come back. Oh, both umpires. Must have been a restroom break in between innings as the 2 field umpires now show back up onto the field. We do have 2 games today between UCCS and Fort Lewis, so once this one is over, we will have the second game of the doubleheader. So the umpires, I'm sure, just trying to get through the day, as well as that one is fouled off by Allison Young, who has her second attempt at trying to figure out Christina Patton. Young struck out in the first inning. Tries to bunt that one, swings through it, and it's 0-2. Patton's got a wristband on her arm with her pitch selection that she gets from the catcher, and strike 3, swung on and missed. Make that 9 strikeouts now for Christina Patton as she gets Young for the second time. Danae Fisher now in the box for Fort Lewis. She too was a strikeout victim in the first inning, as she takes a look at ball 1. Fisher hitting .273 on the season coming into the game. 4 home runs for her. She fouls that one off right over the Mountain Lions bench. The infielders also with the wristbands as they get play calls, and that off-speed pitch is way up high. So 2-1 now on Danae Fisher. She pulls it back, and it'll be ball 3. Patton, the 3-1 offering, strike 2. So for the third time in this ball game, Christina Patton has a full count on a Fort Lewis hitter. Let's see what happens. That one slapped towards second. Good pick off there by Rayleigh Glover, and the easy throw to first for out number 2. So with 2 down here in the 4th, in steps Angelique Elliman, the junior first baseman. Sound like a broken record, was also a strikeout victim in the first inning. She takes that one high and in. Patton's 1-0, make it 2-0 now on Elliman. That one swung on and missed. A big cut there from Angelique. Brings up nothing but air, and Patton still down in the count, 2-1. Swung on and missed for the second straight pitch, and we're at 2-2 with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. Elliman swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that'll be out number 3 as Patton records 2 more strikeouts in that inning, and we head to the bottom of the 4th. UCCS still up 4-0. All right, top of the 4th, UCCS still with a 4-0 lead over Fort Lewis as the Mountain Lions will send up the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in their lineup. Celine Quinones will start things off. Melissa Martinek will follow her, and then Whitney Weber will be third, and then Lexi Belligan if anyone happens to reach base. UCCS sent 8 hitters to the plate last inning as they plated a couple of runs thanks to 4 hits, but they also left the bases loaded, so left a couple of ducks on the pond. As Quinones bounces that one to second. She beat it out? No, so out number one is recorded for 3. So back to the top of the lineup. Like we mentioned, Melissa Martinek now up to the plate. She is 1 for 1 on the day, had a single in the last inning, walked her first time up, and has scored 2 runs for the Mountain Lions. Shows bunt, pulls back, takes strike 1. Martinek takes the next delivery low to even the count at 1 apiece. The 1-1. Ball 2. Martinek, an extremely patient hitter. She's got 28 walks on the season against just 11 strikeouts, so certainly has no problem taking some pitches, and she actually forced a full count her first 2 times up as she takes ball 3. On base percentage of just under .470 coming into this game, so Martinek certainly one of the igniters for this Mountain Lion offense as the 3-1 offering comes, and it's taken for strike 2. So, for the 3rd time in as many at-bats, Melissa Martinek faces a full count. This time she fouls it off towards the Fort Lewis dugout. And she'll give it another go. Martinek waits the delivery. Decker coming in. Martinek slaps that one right back through the box. And Melissa Martinek is 2 for 2 with her 2nd single in as many innings. As the top portion of the lineup for the Mountain Lions has been on so far in this game, as Whitney Weber, just like Martinek, is 1 for 1, walked in her first at-bat, singled in her second, and did score a run in the last inning after pulling off a double steal with Martinek. Weber coming our way, look out. Just off to our right, strike 1. Weber, the leading hitter on this Mountain Lion squad, coming in today hitting .375. That'll go up a little bit with her 1 for 1 showing. She looks at that one outside. That one's up high, so 2-1 now on Weber. That one slapped foul. Count evens up as Martinek was taking off from first on the hit and run, but she'll trot back. UCCS just 5-10 at home this season, but certainly enjoying the comfy confines of Mountain Lion Field today as they find themselves up 4-zip here in the 4th. By contrast, Fort Lewis just 1-11 on the road, so their road woes continue. That one slapped between third and short under the diving shortstop, and the Mountain Lions, thanks to their top 2 hitters, are once again in business as Martinek moves over to second and Weber is at first with her 2nd single in as many innings. So Lexi Belligan with yet another opportunity to drive in some runs for the home team. She did exactly that last inning as she came up with a 2-run single, scoring both Martinek and Weber. It was almost this exact situation. There's one out this time around. There weren't any outs the last time. Let's see if Martinek and Weber try that double steal again. Oh, they're not going to have an opportunity. Belligan sends that one deep into the gap, and it hits the warning track. Both runners had to actually hold to make sure no one actually caught it, so just one run is going to score as Martinek comes in from second. Weber will end up at second, and Belligan with a deep, deep single gives UCCS a 5-0 lead. Taylor Reed head now. Takes strike one. Belligan hit that one well, and the outfielders never really came close. Not quite sure why Martinek and Weber held up. But either way, still 2 runners on, as that one is low. Taylor 0 for 1 on the game, had a fielder's choice in the first as she bounces that one to short. The throw over to third, they get the force over there on Whitney Weber. So 6-5 on that put out. Belligan moves over to second. Reedhead will stand at first on yet another fielder's choice. And that'll bring up Alex Cook. Cook 2 for 2 on the game. She had an RBI triple in the first and then a single last inning. She takes strike one. Cook was left stranded on third base last inning as the Mountain Lions left him loaded. Cook back up the middle, and it's going to get through. Center fielder coming up, throwing home, and cut off by the pitcher, and now they've got Belligan in a rundown. Throw back to the catcher, and the tag out between third and home will be the third and final out of the inning, as Belligan is caught in a rundown between third and home. UCCS does add one more onto the scoreboard as they're at 5-0 after 4. We'll take a quick break and be back with a fifth in just a few. To the top of the fifth we go. UCCS has a 5 spot on the board. Fort Lewis still with a goose egg, as they have not been able to figure out Christina Patton. Patton's thrown basically nothing but strikes this entire game, as she's got 10 strikeouts through 4 innings. That one just a little low to the designated hitter, Tristan Gilbert. That one line foul down the third base line, so 0-2 now on Gilbert. Excuse me, 1-1. Gilbert was a ground out victim in the second inning, grounding out to third. The off-speed pitch will hit the dirt, and it's 2-1. Gilbert, a senior for the Skyhawks, hitting .267 coming into the game. As she fouls that one behind home plate and evens the count up at 2-2. The wind is picking up for here and there in Colorado Springs, but overall a pretty nice day as that one's fouled off. Patton looking for her 11th K of the ball game, and is she going to get it? They're going to say she did not swing. They'll check down, and they'll actually get the strikeout as the first base umpire says that Gilbert did go around. So make that 11 strikeouts now in the game for Christina Patton. As Lauren Caldwell, the third baseman, left-handed hitting, right-handed throwing third baseman, senior, leading hitter on this team at .337, steps into the plate. Ball one. Swung on and missed. Now 1-1 on Caldwell, who was a strikeout victim in the second inning. Strike two, call on the outside corner. Swung on a miss, and Patton has her second straight strikeout here in the fifth inning. It's actually 3 straight as she struck out the last hitter in the fourth inning, and 12 total now on the game for Christina Patton. Kelsey Peterson stepping in for Fort Lewis. She also struck out in the second inning. She shows bunt, pulls it back for ball one. That one's low, 2-0. I don't remember Patton having a 2-ball, no-strike count on any hitter so far today, so she can bring it back into the strike zone. She does. Bounce it to first, and an easy tag out there along the first baseline, and that will do it here in the fifth. 3 up and 3 down once again for Fort Lewis as UCCS heads into their half of the fifth inning up 5-0. finds themselves with a 5-0 advantage over visiting Fort Lewis. Coming up for the Mountain Lions will be the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, starting off with Rayleigh Glover Jr. Rayleigh 0 for 2, grounded out to second, and then also hit into a fielder's choice in the third inning. Second baseman came in today hitting .262 as she'll look to get the fifth inning started for the home team. That one's low. And make it 2 balls and no strikes. As Decker continues to work for Fort Lewis. The 2-0 pitch. Low, ball 3. Glover ahead in the count 3-0. Let's see if she gets the green light. Not going to matter because that looked low, and it was ball 4. Lexi Anderson now up for the Mountain Lions, as she too is 0 for 2 with a fielder's choice in the third and then bounced out to shortstop in the second inning. Ball 1 to Anderson. Glover over at first base is 2 for 2 in the stolen base department. As she is off and running, and that one is going to be, just foul. As the home plate umpire was looking right down the third base line. Glover was taken off too on that hit and run. Good call there from UCCS. Just pulled a little foul by Lexi Anderson. Let's see if the Mountain Lions put on the play again. They do not, but Anderson still swinging. Lifts this one out to right, the easy catch out there by Kelsey Peterson, and 1 down here for the Mountain Lions. Kylie Bernard now stepping to the plate for the Mountain Lions. She is 0 for 2, bounced out to short in the second and struck out in the third as she takes a look at ball 1. Two and 0 now to Bernard as Glover still stands over at first base. Cunona is on deck for UCCS. Bernard bounces that one back through the box past the diving second baseman. Good pickup by the center fielder. They're going to not have a throw over as Glover makes it all the way over to third base on the single from Kylie Bernard. So the Mountain Lions with runners on first and third for the 9-hitter, Celine Quinones, freshman right fielder. Just 7 runs batted in this season as Fort Lewis will take a quick conference on the mound, and it looks like UCCS is talking about making a change as well. They're actually going to take a look at third base. They're going to switch out third base because it looked like it was a little loose. So we're going to have a little bit of a downtime here. They're currently running third base out to the storage shed, it appears, and I'm sure they'll come back with a replacement. Take a look there at the conference on the mound for Fort Lewis as they await third base to be run back in from the storage shed. And you take a look there at the hole currently at third base, so we can't play any softball without that. Good hustle by the UCCS team manager up here to get that third base back here quickly. And that one looks like it fits a lot better. No wobble there, so let's play on. So to reset the scene for you, one out here in the bottom of the fifth. The runner on third in the form of Rayleigh Glover. And over at first is Kylie Bernard, who just had a single right back up the box. And stepping in, the left-handed hitting Celine Quinones. The chance to drive in another run for the Mountain Lions. Quinones, the bouncer, right back to the pitcher. The throw to the plate, they're going to have to tag her. Now they got her in a rundown. And they're going to say she's safe. As the catcher, Madeline Bloodsmith, is down. The umpires are also going to talk it over as Bloodsmith has worked her way up to her knees. Not sure if she just pulled something, but the Fort Lewis coach is now talking to the umpires. They obviously thought that Bloodsmith got the tag down on Glover, but the third base umpire said she did not. Bloodsmith is back up on her feet. The conference continues at third base for the moment. UCCS has the bases loaded. And they will stick with the call made by the third base umpire. So indeed, the Mountain Lions have the bases loaded as Glover somehow got back and avoided the tag of Bloodsmith. Should probably go down as a fielder's choice, even though no out was recorded. So now we're going to have a conference on the mound as Fort Lewis coach is walking out to talk to Kelly Decker. I'm sure probably just to calm her down, as obviously the Skyhawks not happy with that last call as they thought that Bloodsmith got the tag down on Glover between third and home. The umpires disagreed, and that's the call that'll stand. So that'll bring up Melissa Martinek, who is perfect on the day. 2 for 2, 2 singles, a walk, and 3 runs scored for the leadoff hitter. This is the third straight inning that Martinek has actually come to the plate. She got singles in the third and the fourth. And now here in the bottom of the fifth, she's got the bases loaded. Takes that offering high, 1-0. Martinek takes strike one. Glover at third, Bernard at second, Quinones over at first for the Mountain Lions, who are looking to add on to their 5-0 advantage. Good part of the lineup to have up for them as Martinek takes strike two. The next three hitters, the three top hitters on the team in terms of average. So ample opportunity for the home team here as Martinek bounces that one to the pitcher. She picks it up, gets the force at home. That's the third out that Fort Lewis has recorded at the plate as UCCS has had the bases loaded on yet another fielder's choice. Just can't quite seem to get it out of the infield when they've got the bases loaded. So Whitney Weber now will have an opportunity to add a couple of tallies onto the board. She too is 2 for 2 on the day. Walked in the first, singled in the third and the fourth, scored a run in the third as well. The 0-1 offering down low. Good dig there from Bloodsmith. The 1-1. Weber back to the pitcher once again. The easy throw over to first, and for the second time in this ball game, UCCS leaves the bases loaded as Whitney Weber bounces out to the pitcher for the third and final out here in the fifth inning. No runs for the Mountain Lions in the fifth, but they still find themselves up 5-0. We'll be back with a sixth in just a few. Coming to the plate, they will lead off with their catcher, Madeline Bloodsmith, who spent a little bit of time on the ground that last inning after a rundown. She tried to get a Mountain Lion runner out between home and third, missed the tag, and then spent a minute on the ground, but appears to be fine as she takes a look at strike one. Bloodsmith struck out in her only plate appearance in the third. As she fouls that one off and is down quickly 0-2.
Hey, tag one up, kid. Tag one. Let's go.
Freshman catcher for Fort Lewis awaits the offering. Swung on a miss, strike three, and Bloodsmith is a strikeout victim for the second time today. Caitlin Barlow will now step in to face Christina Patton, and no Skyhawk has had any success against Patton today. Barlow also a strikeout victim in the third inning. The 1-0 pitch hits the dirt, 2-0. That one's bounced right back to Patton, no problem. Picks it up, throw over to first. 2 outs here in the 6th. So Julia Roberts will come up for the second time in this ball game, and like a broken record, she also a strikeout victim in the 3rd inning. Bouncer to 3rd. Throw across the diamond is going to be in time. 1, 2, 3. Down go the Skyhawks here in the 6th as Christina Patton continues to mow through the Skyhawk lineup. UCCS up 5 after 5.5. We'll be back in a few. Bottom of the 6th we go. UCCS up 5-0 over Fort Lewis. They will send to the plate Lexi Belligan, Taylor Reedhead, and Alex Cook, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for the Mountain Lions. Belligan, first one to step to the plate, and she's put together a very nice afternoon. She's 2 for 3, couple of singles, 4 RBI for the third baseman. She just get caught in a rundown in the last inning, trying to round third off a base hit. And the throw from the center fielder was cut off, and Belligan stopped halfway between third and home, and she sends that one the opposite way, and it's going to go over the outfielder's head, and Belligan's going to end up on at least third base. And that's exactly where she'll stay with a stand-up triple. Good start to the inning as Lexi Belligan goes the opposite direction down the line. So that will bring up Taylor Reedhead, the designated hitter, junior. Couple of fielder's choices and a walk. She did score a run in the first inning as she takes a look at ball one. Bloodsmith with a slight equipment problem, but it looks like she's got her helmet figured out. So Reedhead steps back in. Drives that one to deep center field. That one's going to get over. No, the wind caught it and held it up. So tagging from third and scoring will be Bell again as Reedhead drives in the 6th Mountain Lion run of the ball game. So Alex Cook now with the bases empty and 1 out. Cook, the bouncer back. Good catch there by Decker and the easy throw over to first. And there's now 2 down. Rayleigh Glover, junior second baseman. We'll see if she can keep this inning going for UCCS. She walked her last time up as she takes a look at ball 1. She was forced out at home, though, in the 5th on a fielder's choice. Takes that one up. Did she go? No, according to the first base umpire. Glover bounce it to third. Easy stop there from Caldwell across the diamond, no problem. And that is the 3rd out here in the 6th. So we will head to the 7th and final inning. Unless Fort Lewis can put 5 on the board, this will be their last at bat. Let's see if they can figure out Christina Patton as UCCS is up 5-0 after 6. Here at Mountain Lion Field, Fort Lewis down 5-0. They'll have the top of their lineup here. Allison Young will start things off. Young, though, on the day. We're actually going to have a new hitter step in for Fort Lewis. This will be number 15, McKenna Heffley. So Heffley will pinch hit for Allison Young. She takes a look at ball 1. So Fort Lewis trying to do anything to try and figure out Christina Patton as Heffley takes that one high, and it's 2-0. Fouled away. Heffley, just a freshman, gets her first at bat in this ball game. She pops that one straight up, and it is going to find its way into the stands and out of play, and it's now 2-2. The 2-2, off speed. Tried to drop it in there, but Heffley wasn't having it, and so we've got a full count. Fouled off. The at-bat continues. Heffley putting up a good fight here. It's 3-2, coming off cold off the bench. That can be one of the hardest roles, is coming as a pinch hitter, especially in the last inning, against someone who's thrown as well as Patton. That one is just inside, and that is the first base runner of the game for Fort Lewis. So McKenna Heffley comes in cold off the bench, forces a walk, and breaks up the perfect game that Christina Patton had going. So Heffley forces a walk and then is replaced by a pinch runner over at first. And Danae Fisher now steps in. Fisher struck out in the first and bounced out to second in the fourth as she takes ball one. That one's fouled off, evens the count at 1-1. So Young is actually the pinch runner over at first base, replacing Heffley, who hit for Young. Good dig there in the back by Lexi Anderson. That one bounced to second. UCCS gets the out. Oh, they're going to say they missed the tag. Actually, as Young somehow avoided the tag from Rayleigh Glover, and just like that, Fort Lewis has runners on first and second. So the Mountain Lions will call a quick timeout, just try and calm down, I'm sure. Christina Patton, who came into this inning with a perfect game rolling, and Fort Lewis has their first two base runners. So that'll bring up Angelique Elliman with runners on first and second. Angelique, the team leader in both home runs and RBIs, so certainly not the hitter the Mountain Lions want to see up in this situation with two ducks on the pond. Elliman swings on and misses, strike one. Element showing bunt. I mean, I understand wanting to move base runners over, but with your leading home run hitter at the plate, let her swing away. So it's 0-2 on Elliman. She takes a look at strike three, and that's the first out here in the top of the seventh. So Tristan Gilbert now will have an opportunity to drive in a couple of runs as she steps up with Young at second, Fisher over at first. And strike one. Oh, that one is hit out. Campion underneath, though, for the easy catch. And then the ball kind of slipped out of her hand. But the runner at second couldn't decide what to do, so she ends up back at second as Alex Cook made the easy catch in left field for the second out. So the final hope for Fort Lewis, unless she can get on base, is Lauren Caldwell. Caldwell has struck out twice in this game as she takes a look at strike one. Patton's next offering hits the dirt, so it evens the count at 1-1. That one's fouled away, and Fort Lewis is down to their final strike of this game as Lauren Caldwell is in the hole 1-2. Christina Patton looking to wrap this one up for the Mountain Lions. Her offer swung on. Oh, the first base hit for Fort Lewis, and it's also going to score their first run of the game as Young comes in from second. And then UCCS throws the ball into the outfield, and Fort Lewis is going to score another, and Caldwell is going to end up on third base. So, just like that, Fort Lewis has ended the no-hitter and the shutout that Christina Patton had going, as Lauren Caldwell gets the first base hit here in the 7th for the Skyhawks, and they scored 2 runs after a UCCS throwing error, as well as both Young and Fisher come in for the visitors. As the Mountain Lions lead is now down to 6-2. And looking to keep the inning going for Fort Lewis, we have another pinch hitter. This is Pilar Gutierrez. Bounces it back to Patton. The easy throw to first, and that will do it. So UCCS has a little bit of a rough go in the 7th inning, but they do hold on and win game 1 of this doubleheader by a final of 6-2. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back and put a pretty little bow on this one in just a minute. So UCCS pulls off the 6-2 victory here in game number 1 of this doubleheader against Fort Lewis College. And really, the story was Christina Patton for the Mountain Lions. She threw a complete game, had a perfect game going until the 7th inning when she unfortunately lost that, as well as the no-hitter and the shutout, but she does get the victory. She struck out 14 Skyhawk hitters and only gave up the 1 hit to the second-to-last batter in the game as she pulls off the win. A couple of good stats for UCCS. Lexi Belligan went 3 for 4 on the day, had 2 singles, a triple, as well as a run scored, while Melissa Martinek went 2 for 3 and scored 3 runs for the Mountain Lions, who improved to 17 and 24 on the season. They win their 12th conference game of the year. They are now 12 and 17 in that category. Fort Lewis falls to 13 and 30 overall and 7 and 22, as the Mountain Lions have also now won 4 straight games and 8 of their last 9. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a handful of minutes. Teams are going to get some orange slices and some juice, I'm sure, as they prepare for game number 2, and we'll have that for you coming up in just a handful of minutes.